Alright, we're going to review for the test. I'm going to send a test out, assign a test on Khan Academy. It's 9 questions, so here's the review. What we'll do first, guys. Yeah, I'd subtract 5x. That's the smaller of the two coefficients. That will help me avoid the negative. So that will cancel. Bring down the 16.5. Rewrite and simplify. 10x minus 5x is 5x. That's a positive 5x. And here it's a two-step equation. I hope we can do this. Subtract 13.5. Subtract 13.5. And I'll get 3 on this side equals 5x. Divide by 5. And x equals 3/5. I noticed a lot on these, there's a lot of fractions and whatnot. That's fine. Don't make it think like you did something wrong. All right, next question. Alright, the question is, solve this for a special solution. Let's see. So you're just solving it, but it may have a special solution. (37x minus 37 equals 37x minus 37). Right off the bat, if you're good at these, you know what the special solution is. Anybody know?
0. Their solution.
Well, I'm not asking to guess. I'm asking if you know it. All right, let's do it. What'd you say? Yeah, maybe. Okay, if you're not sure, let's go ahead and do it. I had someone answer infinitely many. So infinitely many would be correct, and I know it's infinitely many because it's the exact same on both sides. When I subtract over the 37x, both sides cancel out, and I'm left with an equation that's balanced. If I was left with an equation that was not equal, that wasn't balanced, like a 2 equals 3 or something like that, well, obviously 2 does not equal 3, so that would be a no solution. In this case, negative 37 does equal negative 37, so this is an infinitely many. Alright, let's see if we get the next one. Alright, this one wants you to solve for x. So it's 19x plus rx equals negative 37x plus w. So we have multiple variables. Solve for x. Alright, so again, we want to get the smallest coefficient, move it over, and gather some of my variables up, my like terms, across the equal sign. So that will cancel. gather this up. 19 plus 37, was that 56? We're trying to solve for x, which means get x by itself. Right now there's a 56 with x and there's an r with x. We need to reverse distribute from here. So if we want to get x by itself, reverse distribute, meaning pull it out. So pull it out this way. So I'd be left with an x times the quantity, 56 plus r. When I say reverse distribute, does that make sense to you? Sometimes people call it factoring. It's a little trick there. I can pull it out. If I was to distribute this, it would be 56x plus rx. And when I reverse distribute it, I pull that out. That way I can separate it. From here, I can divide by that whole quantity then to get x by itself. So I'll have x equals w over 56 plus r. Whoops, where'd it go? All right, a few more here. Ten times the quantity 0.4 plus 0.5 g equals 4 g. First step is hopefully like screaming at you, right? You see the number on the outside of the parentheses, you see the parentheses. Hopefully you're thinking, what? Distribute, thank you. So when I distribute, when I multiply by 10, it just makes it move that decimal place over. So this will just be a 4. This will be a 5g. And this doesn't change over here. In this case, now I normally say take the smallest coefficient and move it. In this case, since it's already down to a 2-step, I would just take the minus the 5g and move it over. It would save me a step. So I'll be left with 4 on the left side. Over here, I'll be left with a negative 1g or negative g. And I divide by that negative. Negative g equals negative 4. Alright, again, this is going to be another special solution. So see if you guys can... I take it back. It's a question that asks how many solutions does it have. Okay? Does this have one solution, no solution, or infinitely many solutions? That's what this question's asking. We can simplify a little bit. Maybe this will give you a heads up on what's going on. I don't know. I mentioned this when we went over it, when I taught it. If it's going to have a special solution, a no solution, or an infinitely many solution, what has to be true about my variables? I'm going to have a special solution when it has to be true about my variables. Anybody know? Anybody? Anybody? Okay, the variables have to cancel out if it's going to be a special solution, a no solution or an infinitely many solution. So in order for them to cancel out, they have to be the exact same on either side of the equal sign. They have to be the exact same. In this case, are they the exact same? Negative 5z and negative 2z, are they the exact same? No, they're not. Which means it's going to have one solution. Again, the question doesn't ask you to solve it. I mean, we could if we wanted to. It just asks, how many solutions does it have? Does it have one solution, infinitely many solutions, or no solution? So, there we go. And last one here, a compound inequality. Compound inequalities, we just have to solve them individually and then just think about the solution set. So we have an or, solve them individually. That'll give me negative 7x is greater than or equal to 21, which means x is, let me back up. When I divide this by negative 7, what has to happen? Come on, say with confidence. When I multiply or divide by a negative, I switch that sign. Don't forget that. Common mistake. Over here, I'll subtract over 41. And again, I'm dividing by negative 10 here. So when I divide by a negative, or multiply, when I divide by a negative, gotta switch that sign. Go from a greater than to a less than. Same idea over here. From a greater than to a less than. So let's think about our solution set. It says x has to be less than or equal to negative 3, or x has to be less than or equal to negative 4. So if we think about that solution set, that number line, so that's anything going this way. Or it's anything going from negative 4, going in that same direction. So since it's an or, it can be negative 3. It can be negative 4. It can be negative 5. It can be negative 6. It can be anything going that way. If it was an and, it couldn't be negative 3. Because and, you have to satisfy both. Or you just have to satisfy one or the other. So in this case, since they're both going in that same direction, the only solution set I need is that x is less than 3. Less than or equal to 3. Negative 3, man. All right. I encourage you guys to use your notes on the quiz. You're probably going to find some things that are similar. But yeah, you got 30 minutes, 9 questions. You may need to retake it a time or two. You also have, so this is the unit test. You also have the quiz from yesterday. Most of you guys didn't take that. So let me assign this. Don't know if I did yet.